There was once a quiet and peaceful Nigerian village called Umulukoro. The people there were simple, hard-working, and loved one another. But in that village lived a couple, Ba Okori and Mama Nenna, who carried a heavy burden on their hearts. They had no child, even after many, many years of marriage. Every day, Mama Nenna woke up before the sun, swept her compound, cooked food, greeted neighbors, and then sat watching the village children run, laugh, and play. She smiled outside, but inside her heart, she felt empty. Ba Okori loved his wife. He tried to hide his pain, but every evening when he returned from the farm with tired feet, he sighed heavily. He would say, "Nay, one day God will remember us. Do not lose hope." But hope was becoming harder to hold on to. You see, in their culture, children were not just children. They were joy, future, strength, and most importantly, blessings. So when a family had none, people whispered. They gossiped. They speculated. They assumed something was wrong. And those whispers broke Mama Nenna's heart even more. The couple did not stop trying. They believed that somewhere, somehow, help would come. They went everywhere they could think of. They went to the stream where water flowed like life. They prayed that life would also flow into their home. They went to the bush where wise people used herbs to help others. They went to elderly women who prayed for them and encouraged them. They went to respected elders who gave them words of comfort. Everyone wished them well because the couple were good people. They weren't wicked. They weren't troublesome. They were simple, kind, and generous. That's why the whole village waited with them, hoping. And after years and years, something finally happened. Something no one had ever seen before. One bright morning, Mama Nenna screamed. But this time, it wasn't the cry of sadness. It was the cry every woman dreams of. She was in labor. The midwives hurried in. Ba Okori ran up and down like a confused goat. And then, a baby boy was born. The whole village shouted with joy. But the joy quickly turned into surprise. The baby had 2 shiny marks on his chest, 2 glowing shapes like half moons. Nobody understood it. Villagers whispered, "Is he special or dangerous? Is he a blessing or a curse?" But Mama Nenna didn't care. She hugged her son tightly and whispered, "Your name is Kelechi, because we thank God for you." Even though the baby had done nothing wrong, some villagers became afraid. Why? Because people fear what they do not understand. Some believed the marks meant power. Others believed the marks meant trouble. Rumors grew like wild bushfire. And fear, when it is bigger than understanding, pushes people to make wrong decisions. So the villagers pressured Pa Okori and Mama Nenna. "Take the child away. He is not normal." Imagine the pain of a mother hearing that. Imagine the tears of a father forced to choose between love and pressure. They tried to defend their son. They tried to beg. But the fear around them was too strong. With hearts heavy like stones, they carried baby Kelechi toward the forest. The entrance of the forest was quiet, calm, and covered in soft morning mist. Birds whistled. The breeze blew gently. Mama Nenna placed her baby carefully on a clean mat. She kissed his forehead. Her tears dropped on his cheeks as she whispered, "My child, may heaven protect you." Then, hand in hand, she and Pa Okori walked away, crying with every step. But unknown to them, the forest was not an evil place. It was a sacred place, full of gentle spirits of nature who cared for goodness and innocence. As they left, a soft golden light surrounded the baby. A warm voice whispered, "Little one, you are safe with us." The spirits took him in. They raised him with love. They taught him wisdom. They taught him kindness. By the time he turned 10, Kelechi was strong, gentle, wise, and full of light, just like the marks on his chest. While Kelechi grew in peace, Omulukoro fell into trouble. First, the stream dried. Then, the crops died. People became sick. Animals disappeared. The village, once full of laughter, became full of worry. The elders tried everything they knew. They prayed, they sought advice, they waited for miracles. Finally, they traveled far to meet a calm, wise seer. The seer listened carefully and said something shocking. "Your savior is the child you sent away." Everyone gasped. Mama Nenna fainted in tears. Pa Okorie held his head. The elders looked at one another in shame. The seer continued, "Go to the forest, find the boy, ask for forgiveness. Only he can help you." The whole village gathered. They carried food and gifts. They prepared their hearts. They planned their words. Slowly, they walked into the forest, expecting danger. But instead, the forest was peaceful and bright. Then, from behind a big old tree, a young boy stepped out. His eyes were bright. His presence was calm. His chest still carried the two glowing signs. Mama Nenna screamed, "Kelechi!" She ran to hug him. He stood shocked at first, but slowly hugged her back. Pa Okorie joined them. The villagers knelt and said, "We are sorry. We did not understand. Please forgive us." Kelechi looked at them. He thought for a moment, then he smiled softly. Kelechi said just 3 powerful words, "I forgive you." Those words were like sunlight breaking through dark clouds. He walked to a dry patch of earth. He knelt. He touched it gently. Suddenly, a warm golden light flowed out like water. It spread across the ground. It moved to the farms. It ran to the village. It touched the stream. The stream began to flow again. The crops turned green. Children laughed again. Old people smiled. Life returned. The whole village burst into joy. The villagers carried Kelechi home like a hero. They celebrated him. They thanked him. They promised to always treat every child with love and understanding. And Kelechi, now wise and strong, said, "Fear made you send me away, but love has brought me back. Let us choose love from today." From that day on, Kelechi lived with his parents, helping the village grow, teaching peace, and reminding everyone that no child is a mistake and no gift is too strange when understood with love.